Hello everyone, Redlip here, Las Vegas, where celebrity chef empires rise and fall faster than slot machine reels, and where finding authentic Chinese seafood that doesn't break the bank feels like hitting the jackpot. Today, we're venturing off the tourist trail to uncover one of Vegas's best-kept secrets, a place where local Chinese families gather for celebrations, where live seafood tanks promise ocean-fresh quality, and where your dollar stretches further than anywhere on the Strip. We've explored the hidden corners of Vegas Chinatown, dodged the tourist traps, and eaten more Cantonese seafood than a Hong Kong fish market vendor, all to bring you the truth about Lucky House Seafood. Is this unassuming restaurant really the hidden gem that locals claim, or just another overhyped spot riding on word-of-mouth reputation? Welcome to our deep dive into Lucky House Seafood, where we'll dissect every dish, analyze every flavor, and determine whether this off-strip establishment deserves a spot on your Vegas dining itinerary. We're breaking down everything from their legendary lobster preparations to their surprisingly sophisticated vegetable game. And trust me, what we discovered will challenge everything you thought you knew about Chinese dining in Las Vegas. Let me paint you a picture of what authentic Cantonese seafood dining looks like in the desert. Lucky House isn't trying to impress you with crystal chandeliers or Instagram-worthy decor. This is old-school Chinese restaurant authenticity at its finest. The moment you walk in, you're greeted by the sight of hanging roasted meats glistening under heat lamps, their lacquered surfaces promising the perfect balance of crispy skin and succulent meat. The dining room buzzes with the energy of multi-generational families gathered around Lazy Susans, the universal sound of satisfaction punctuated by the crack of crab shells and the clink of porcelain soup spoons. Their current special board, written entirely in Chinese characters, advertises 2 lobsters for $49.99, a price that would make strip restaurants weep with embarrassment. This promotion runs through July 31st, 2025, giving you plenty of time to plan your pilgrimage to this seafood sanctuary. The circular tables, designed for communal dining, tell you everything you need to know about this place's philosophy. This isn't about individual plates and personal space. It's about sharing, exploring, and experiencing food the way it's meant to be enjoyed in Chinese culture. Let's talk about what 12 years of Las Vegas dining experience looks like when it finally discovers a hidden treasure. Our dining party, a mix of Vegas veterans and curious newcomers, ordered with the confidence of those who know their way around a Cantonese menu. The ordering strategy here requires insider knowledge. 2 lobsters prepared 2 different ways, one with ginger scallion, one with the mysteriously addictive egg yolk sauce. 2 Dungeness crabs getting the same dual treatment. The steamed fish selection changes daily based on what's swimming in their tanks, but tonight's catch promised the delicate sweetness that only comes from fish that was alive minutes before hitting the wok. Add to that their famous roasted pork, honey walnut shrimp, crispy seafood noodles, beef chow fun, clay pot chicken, and the most expensive vegetable on the menu, pea shoots that cost $9 to $10 per pound. Let's start with what became the undisputed champion of the evening, their crab meat soup. The ceremony begins with the server's practiced choreography, ladling the golden broth with a distinctive bounce that aerates each portion. This isn't your typical thickened, cornstarch-heavy Chinese restaurant soup. The broth achieves that perfect viscosity through proper technique, not shortcuts. The flavor profile hits you in waves. First, the sweet essence of fresh crab, then the underlying complexity of superior stock, finished with the gentle warmth of white pepper and ginger. Each spoonful delivers tender morsels of real crab meat, not the fake surimi nonsense you find at lesser establishments. This soup scores a decisive 9 out of 10, setting the bar impossibly high for everything that follows. It's the kind of dish that makes you understand why Chinese cuisine treats soup as medicine for the soul. Then came the roasted pork, and let me tell you, this isn't your average Chinatown char siu. The skin shatters at first bite with an audible crack that would make a French pastry chef jealous. Beneath that mahogany lacquered armor lies meat so tender it practically melts on your tongue. The marinade penetrates deep, delivering notes of 5-spice, rice wine, and that slight caramelized sweetness that comes from proper roasting technique. What elevates this beyond typical roast pork is the attention to detail. The fat layer isn't excessive, just enough to keep the meat moist during the long roasting process. The char on the edges adds a subtle bitterness that balances the richness perfectly. This dish earns a perfect 10, the best roast pork in all of Las Vegas, and that's not hyperbole. At Lucky House, they're not just roasting pork, they're preserving a dying art form. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the most expensive vegetable on the menu. These pea shoots, at $9 to $10 per pound, might seem like highway robbery until you understand what you're paying for. Steve, our resident Chinese cuisine expert, explains that these aren't just any greens. They're the tender top portions of the pea plant, harvested at peak sweetness before they become tough and fibrous. The preparation is deceptively simple: a lightning-fast wok toss with garlic and perhaps a whisper of chicken stock. The result transforms humble vegetables into something transcendent. The leaves remain bright green and crisp tender. The stems deliver a satisfying crunch, and the whole dish tastes like spring concentrated into edible form. Even confirmed carnivores find themselves reaching for seconds. The honey walnut shrimp arrives looking like it belongs in a 5-star restaurant. Each jumbo shrimp is butterflied, battered, and fried to golden perfection, then tossed in a sauce that walks the tightrope between sweet and savory. The candied walnuts provide textural contrast and nutty depth, while fresh lemon wedges cut through the richness. It's comfort food elevated to art, the kind of dish that makes you understand why Chinese American cuisine deserves respect. Let me tell you about a noodle dish that redefines what beef chow fun can be. The wide rice noodles arrive with that coveted wok hei, that elusive breath of the wok that you can taste but can't quite describe. Each noodle maintains its individual identity, never clumping or sticking together, a testament to the wok chef's skill. The beef is velveted to silky perfection, and the bean sprouts retain their crunch despite the intense heat they've endured. This scores a 9.1, placing it firmly in the top tier of Vegas chow fun. The slight char on the noodles, the perfect seasoning balance, the generous portion, everything about this dish screams expertise. The crispy seafood noodles arrive like an edible crown, the nest of fried noodles forming a golden vessel for the bounty within. Shrimp, scallops, and squid mingle with crisp vegetables in a light sauce that doesn't overwhelm the delicate seafood. The noodles shatter satisfyingly between your teeth before softening in the sauce, creating textural variety in every bite. This is comfort food that doesn't rely on heavy sauces or excessive oil, just quality ingredients treated with respect. Another solid 9 for this dish, proving that Lucky House doesn't just excel at expensive showpieces, but delivers consistently across the menu. The clay pot chicken, mysteriously referred to as the thing in the pot, arrives bubbling and fragrant. This isn't fast food, this is slow food, ingredients melding together through patient simmering. Mushrooms, garlic, and bone-in chicken pieces create a rustic home-style dish that tastes like something a Chinese grandmother would make for Sunday dinner. The bones might be inconvenient for the chopstick challenged, but they're essential for the depth of flavor. This scores a respectable 7.5. Not the star of the show, but a solid supporting player that rounds out the meal perfectly. Now we arrive at the main event, the lobsters and crabs that justify Lucky House's reputation. Two preparations showcase the kitchen's versatility and understanding of Cantonese seafood traditions. The ginger scallion version delivers clean, bright flavors that enhance rather than mask the sweet lobster meat. The aromatics are perfectly balanced, enough ginger to add warmth without overwhelming, sufficient scallion for freshness without bitterness. But the egg yolk preparation, oh, this is where Lucky House shows its mastery. The sauce, made from salted egg yolks, creates an impossibly rich, almost custard-like coating that clings to every crevice of the shell. It's umami bombs exploding in your mouth, the kind of indulgent dish that makes you forget about cholesterol and calories. The lobster meat remains tender despite the double cooking process, a testament to the chef's timing. Both preparations score 9s, but for different reasons. The ginger scallion appeals to purists who want to taste the seafood, while the egg yolk version satisfies those seeking bold, unconventional flavors. The Dungeness crabs receive identical treatment, and the results are equally impressive. The shells are pre-cracked for easier eating, a thoughtful touch that shows they care about the dining experience. The service here deserves special mention. Servers who section your crab at the table, explain preparations, and ensure everyone gets their fair share of the best pieces. This is hospitality that's become rare in modern dining. Let me address the controversial eel dish that divided our table. This isn't your typical unagi. This is a Shanghainese preparation that's all about bold flavors and challenging textures. The eel is braised in Chinese rice wine until it falls off the bone, creating a dish that tastes like the ocean married a wine cellar. The bones, numerous and treacherous, require careful navigation. Some at our table compared it to alligator in texture. Others found the wine flavor overwhelming. It's a love it or hate it dish that scores around 7 for the adventurous, but might be a hard pass for others. This is authentic Chinese cuisine that doesn't apologize or Americanize. You either appreciate it for what it is or you don't. Let's talk value. Because in Vegas, that's always the bottom line. Our feast for 8 people, including multiple lobsters, crabs, and enough food to feed a small army, worked out to roughly $60 to $70 per person. Compare that to any strip seafood restaurant where a single lobster tail might run you $80, and you understand why locals guard this secret jealously. The quality matches or exceeds what you'd find at restaurants charging 3 times the price. The portions are generous without being wasteful. The ingredients are premium without pretension, and the cooking technique is sophisticated without showmanship. This is value that doesn't compromise on quality. Who should eat at Lucky House? If you're looking for Instagram-worthy ambiance and molecular gastronomy foam, keep walking. This isn't for you. But if you appreciate authentic Cantonese seafood, if you understand that great food doesn't need fancy presentation, if you're tired of paying strip prices for mediocre meals, then Lucky House is your promised land. Bring a group. The menu is designed for sharing, and you'll want to try everything. Come hungry because portions are generous, and you'll hate yourself for leaving anything behind. Be prepared for bones in your fish, shells on your shrimp, and flavors that don't cater to Western palates. This is Chinese food for Chinese people, and we're lucky they let us in on the secret. Lucky House Seafood has earned its place in the Vegas dining pantheon not through marketing or celebrity endorsements, but through consistent execution of authentic Cantonese cuisine at prices that respect your wallet. The roast pork alone is worth the drive to this unassuming strip mall. The lobster preparations rival anything you'll find in San Francisco's Chinatown. The service treats you like family, even if you're a first-timer stumbling through the menu. This is the restaurant that makes you reconsider everything you thought you knew about Chinese food in Vegas. It's the place that turns skeptics into believers, that makes food lovers into regular customers. Here's your Lucky House game plan. Start with the crab meat soup. It's non-negotiable. Order the roast pork even if you think you don't like pork. Get at least 1 lobster with egg yolk sauce. It's a preparation you won't find at many places, and they execute it flawlessly. Don't skip the vegetables just because they're expensive. The pea shoots are worth every penny. For noodles, the beef chow fun is your best bet, though the crispy seafood noodles run a close second. If you're feeling adventurous, try the eel. Just don't say we didn't warn you about the bones. Come with friends who appreciate food, not Instagram followers who only care about presentation. This is about flavor, technique, and tradition, the holy trinity of great Chinese cooking. Lucky House Seafood doesn't need our validation. They've been quietly excellent for years without food blogger hype or Yelp manipulation. But in a city where restaurants chase trends and tourists, it's refreshing to find a place that simply focuses on doing one thing exceptionally well. This is destination dining for those who understand that the best meals often come from the least assuming places. It's proof that Vegas dining extends far beyond celebrity chef temples and buffet binges. The 12-year Vegas veterans at our table who had never heard of Lucky House, they're already planning their return visit. The newcomers who took a chance on this unknown restaurant, they discovered what locals have known for years. Until we eat again, this is Red Lip saying skip the overpriced strip seafood and head to Lucky House instead. Your wallet will thank you, your taste buds will sing, and you'll finally understand what authentic Cantonese seafood is supposed to taste like. Hit that subscribe button if you want more hidden Vegas gems, ring the notification bell so you never miss our Friday drops, and remember, the best meals in Vegas aren't always where the tourists are looking. Next week, we're diving into the controversial world of Vegas sushi. All you can eat versus omakase, conveyor belt versus counter service. You won't want to miss the surprising winner that nobody saw coming. This is Red Lip, keeping it real in the city of illusion, one authentic meal at a time.